Our first edition for this year, 2012, which hopefully you've all got a copy of, or have the chance to grab a couple of copies from and spread it around the family and friends and stuff. Energy politics for this year. I would like to give a very big welcome to our very distinguished panel here to my right, whom I'm sure you will enjoy very much hearing from later on this evening. As a very quick matter of housekeeping, I'd ask if anyone's got their mobile phone on them, if you could switch it off, just to avoid any inconveniences later on. Now, the first thing that I want to do, before we get into kind of the review of tonight's magazine and also the debate that we have planned before you, the interesting part of the evening, I want to give, for all of those of you who are unfamiliar with our magazine, just a little bit of background about who we are and what our aim is. So, for those of you who don't know, the Sydney Globalist is a student international affairs magazine. 2012 marks the 8th year of our publication here at the University of Sydney. What we try to do is get some of the best thoughts, opinions, and views about international relations from the students of the University of Sydney and from students worldwide. We then entirely produce, edit, and publish and distribute it by ourselves, by a group of about 35 undergraduate students here at the University of Sydney. We give it out to other students, to other universities, to academics, to prominent foreign affairs think tanks and bodies right across Australia and across the world as well. We try to get that distribution out as far as we possibly can. But we don't operate just by ourselves. The Sydney Globalist is part of an international network of different groups of universities that have their own publication. It was founded by Yale University and really hasn't looked back since then. Just last year, there was new branches that opened up in Mexico, Switzerland, and Brazil, and they continue to grow every year. And I think one of the best things about our publication is it's not just the viewpoints of students at the University of Sydney, but we get international contributions every year. And we give our opinion pieces and we republish pieces in other globalist magazines across the world. Just last week, actually, I got an email from the editor-in-chief of the Oxford Globalist, and they wanted to republish a contribution of one of our frequent contributors, Rafi Alam, and he's going to be in their next edition, which is a great achievement by him. The last thing I want to do before I hand over to Dominic to give a review of some of the interesting contributions that we've had in this current edition is to say a big thank you to our sponsors. Obviously, like any institution, we rely upon the generous support of many groups of people, and they've stood by us for many years, and we're very thankful for them. So our sponsors, to go through quickly, our gold sponsors, the Faculty of Government and International Relations here at the University of Sydney, the Sydney Law School, whose very nice facilities we're currently in now, the Law School of the University of New South Wales, Australian National University, also International House within the University of Sydney, and the University of Technology as well. All of these sponsors have been with us for many years, and we couldn't thank them enough for their contribution. So tonight now, the format of the evening is Dom's going to give you a review of the current edition, which you can have a look through, and he's going to take you through some of the brilliant contributions that we've had for this edition, before we then introduce our speakers and have what will surely be a very brilliant debate from our very distinguished panel. So I'll hand over to Dominic now to tell you about this edition of the Sydney Globalist.